I got 1,000 stories I can tell you, but 1,000,000 stories I cannot. These are the stories that I can tell you. Real stories, real people, real talk, concrete conversation. So basically, you going through that tragic situation with this older gentleman that actually, you know, put his hands on you in a different manner, you know what I'm saying? A manner he ain't supposed to put his hands on you in. As a child, you doing the right thing, telling your mother, and your mother jumping and basically holding it down, and your family holding it down too, which, you know, that's important because, and salute to you to actually speaking up. Because I feel like a lot of young women, young girls, male or female, they don't speak up about these situations, and they kind of get brushed to the side, and then they're left to deal with it how they deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So salute to you to actually speaking up. Now, not only did you have to deal with that situation, obviously that's traumatic as shit, you know what I'm saying, from being a young lady, but you had to deal with, you know, like rumors and this and that, you know what I'm saying, that had transpired. If you can remember the time, how did you feel during this whole process of what was going on? Obviously, I know it wasn't good.
During the whole process, I just really felt like a victim. Like, I really just felt used,
Yeah.
Like, and then, like, me confining it in that girl that was my best friend, and for her to flip my words and, make it into something that it wasn't, it hurt my feelings. Like, I felt alone.
Yeah. Now, did that man go to jail and
He
prison for
did.
this situation?
He did.
Good.
I went to court, and the other ladies, the nieces, they spoke up too. They told that he had been doing it to them for years. So it
you
took
wasn't
for me.
Wow.
It took for me to speak up for him to, for all the other victims to speak up too,
and possibly help future victims that would have happened as well through that whole process. Now, you obviously being a preteen at this time, going into a teenager, how do you feel that affected you moving into your teenage years?
Well, like moving into my teenage years, that it affected me a lot, only because after that situation, I had to deal with counseling and going to go talk to people, showing people what happened to me with Barbie dolls. And it just became like, I don't want to do this no more. Like, a lot of stuff I just didn't want to do. Like, after that, I just didn't want to do nothing no more. Like, it was just too much I had to take into the prisons at 13. Like, who wanted to? I didn't like my life at all.
No, I agree.
I didn't.
I understand. I can understand how you felt like that. So moving into obviously this tragic situation that happened to you, moving into a young womanhood, 17, 18 now, obviously, you know what I'm saying, there comes a point in time where boys start liking you and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just inevitable. How hard was it for you to actually get to certain points of that? Obviously, because you've had so many of these things on 2-3 different occasions that happened to you when you was young. How did that process hand out for you?
I want to say it was kind of hard, but with me, like, I learned how to, cope with it, to where, you know what I'm saying, like, every man, I had to tell myself, like, every man not gonna hurt you.
Yeah.
Everybody not gonna I'm not gonna use you. And I had to learn that myself, because I just used to feel like, don't touch me, don't look at me.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
And that's what I really feel like. At the age of 7, that's when I knew that I was into women.
Yeah.
And that was before I was even touched by a man.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I was 17 years old when I actually chose to lose my virginity.
Yeah. Yeah. So moving into that situation, how was life moving forward after that? I know we talked in the past about a certain male figure that was in your life, a boyfriend that you was really into, and things was actually quite good, and something had transpired with him. Can you talk a little bit about that stage without no name, just how it had affected you?
So, like, after the being abused and all of this, and going to moving around, and then finally getting pregnant with my son, and after that, it was just like my family just, like, I wouldn't say disowned me, but they was like, they had like was treating me with tough love.
True.
Like, oh, she just had this baby. She gon', you know what I'm saying?
True,
Basically,
true.
like trying to have me find my own way. But that didn't help because I felt alone. Like I felt like I had to do everything by myself. Like everything. So like when I met him, I'm calling him SS.
Yeah.
I met SS. He was living actually with my sister. He was living with my sister. He had just got out of prison. And he didn't have nothing, you know? And like I don't know. It's just like something about him, something about his spirit. It's just like
you guys just clicked.
This man, he had goals.
Yeah,
like he knew what he wanted, and he didn't let nothing get in his way of that. Like, and I love that because I never seen that. Yeah, True. I had my brothers and sisters, but they wasn't really, you know what I'm saying, really doing nothing with their life. He would like knowing his background. Well, I didn't know his background at the moment, so. Knowing his background now and seeing like, dang, like he came from that and then went to this. Yeah. It was.
And obviously you felt safe with this man.
I did.
Like he made you feel like you was whole.
Secure. He made me feel like I've never felt loved the way that he loved me.
Yeah.
Like I can't even explain it.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. So all the traumatic things that had transpired for you as a child, even a teenager, from things going through, you actually found somebody that made you feel whole and made you feel right.
I did. I found somebody that I could tell that to.
Yeah.
And like he didn't, like love me no different. He didn't, oh, you done been through so much stuff. Let me, try to handicap me. Try to no, like he just man.
Yeah.
He just loved me. So he gave me the world.
As you began to be with this man and actually find somebody you can confide in, somebody you can be with, something's transpired with him that collapsed the world once again from things you've been through in the past to up to that point. Can you speak on that situation, please?
Yes. He was murdered.
Yeah.
I would say they overkilled him, and it's deeper than a whole lot of.
When did you get the first call? What was that first initial call like?
Oh my God. The first initial call, like, oh my goodness. It was terrible because it was terrible.
Yeah.
It was so terrible.
Yeah. And obviously you still think about this man, obviously.
It was terrible.
Yeah. So going through that situation, what happened with him, how did you move forth from that situation in a sense?
After that happened to him, I don't even know. I honestly can't even explain to y'all what mindset. I didn't want to do nothing anymore. It's like we planned our life together. Like we planned, like I proposed to him. Like that was a man that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. So like losing him, I didn't really know how to go forward. And I never really had a chance to grieve. I just met the next, man that portrayed love to me, and it wasn't real.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I didn't give myself a chance. I wish that I would have loved myself a little bit more after losing him. Like I wish I would have learned myself.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to give myself to somebody else just because I needed that. I needed to fill in that void of him being gone.
Yeah.
I needed that.
Yeah.
I don't know what was going through my mind. I just felt like I needed that.
Everybody needs that little time to heal. It could be from a breakup or a tragedy or anything. Everybody needs that little time to heal for themselves because, things happen in life, and we go through so many things in life. And when we rush things and go too fast and think we're okay to move on, sometimes we're not okay. So you took this mental anguish from your past or what you've been through and up to this point at this tragedy that happened with the love of your life into a next relationship. So you're carrying on a lot. Yeah. How was that relationship and how did that transpire from you not healing from your situation moving into the next?
The relationship was super, super toxic.
Yeah.
Very abusive, mental abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse.
Yeah.
It was terrible. I want to say that we didn't have good moments because, we did, but the way that I was living my life and the way that he was living his was terrible.
Yeah.
Like, you could tell we did not deserve to be together. We was not meant at all. Like, nothing. It was not given, like, nothing. Like, I shouldn't have been with that man at all. Like, never.
And as you move forward from that type of situation, I mean, what was the coping mechanism while being in that relationship? Because sometimes people tend to stray and go towards something else, a different entity, to help them with some tragic situations they're going to. What did you do to try to ease that situation from what you've been through and the situation you was in at the time?
I chose, well, at the moment after SS died, I was selling drugs.
Yeah.
So I chose, okay, I'm just gonna put it like this. A family member came and bought some drugs from me.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand it. I'm like, what is y'all doing this? Yeah. Like, y'all doing this? And they was like, yeah. And I was like, how do it make you feel? And she was just like, you got to try it. You know what I'm saying? I can't explain it. So I'm bagging it up, and I just took a line. I took a line, and after that, it made me feel good. Like, it made me feel good. I was numb. That's what I can say. Yeah. It numbed my body. It numbed my mouth. It numbed my mind. It made me feel good.
Yeah. And how long did you indulge into this situation, being in a relationship you was in?
I want to say I was with him for 3 years. So I was doing it for 2.5-3 years.
And how do you feel that changed you at the time of doing certain drugs?
At the time?
Yeah, because I know it can make you a different person.
It did make me a different person, to where, like, I was losing my mental, to, like, I didn't even really care about myself. Like, I was losing myself. Like, certain people didn't even recognize who I was. It was bad.
Yeah,
it was very bad.
And then
it didn't help. It didn't help because, like, when me and my significant other would get into it, he would, like, oh, you still in love with SS, and just smack me, and just like, like, you not in love with me, you never was in love with me. Like, I just, like, I couldn't believe it. Like, I couldn't believe it.
So eventually you got out of that relationship. Was you still indulging even after that relationship?
With him?
With drugs?
I was, and I got clean. I did. And then my grandmother passed away, and I relapsed. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that was because me and that certain someone was steady going in a toxic situation, steady messing with each other when we knew we shouldn't have been messing with each other. I'm steady fighting these females. I'm steady fighting these females. I'm steady, like, going through stuff with this man. Like, I don't have nothing going on for myself. Like, nothing at all. So it was just, it was hard.
Just a bad situation altogether.
Very bad situation.
Yeah. If you could give a young woman advice that has been through sexual situations with an older man, as molestation, however someone wants to categorize it, what advice would you give a young girl that's going through a situation like that? What would you tell her if you could sit down and talk to her?
I would tell her, baby girl, shine bright. Like, do not let that dim your light, because you could take that and you can let it just turn you into the most nastiest, the most evilest person. Do not be a victim anymore. Don't let them make you into someone that you are not. You know, like, if you have a pure heart, anything that you want to do, you can still do it. Don't let that break you.
That's
shine
beautiful.
Bright. Do not let that dim your light, baby.
And I would
and speak up if you have not yet spoken up. If it happened to you, if you feel like it happened to you and you don't remember, still speak up. Say something. Tell somebody about the story, because I still got a story for when I was going to Chicago Performing Arts and something happened to me and my family didn't believe me and I had to go. It was a whole lot of stuff, and especially if you feel like nobody don't believe you. So what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Steady keep telling your story. Don't let no one person or no two people that don't believe you just make you just shy away from telling your story. Tell your story because whoever did that, they still doing it. They not gonna quit.
It's very
They
true.
are not gonna quit.
Very true. And
put them on blast.
They definitely need justice.
Blast them.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. Man, I salute to you, man, definitely on
put them on blast.
On
Don't
saying
hold
that, because that's important. Now, from you going through a tragic situation by losing a significant other, what advice would you give somebody that maybe has dealt with that as well? And how do you deal with it now?
I wanted to say, love yourself first before you try to move on. And, well, no, like, don't be too easy to let someone choose you.
Yeah.
That I feel like that was my downfall. I let that person choose me, and I didn't even know who I was. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like, know yourself first. Love yourself first. You have to love yourself first.
Yeah.
And it's okay to move on. It is, but fully grieve, fully know what you want, fully
heal.
Just fully heal. Yes.
Heal.
Just heal.
Definitely heal.
You have to heal.
And sometimes it takes years.
Yes, it do.
Like sometimes it takes years. I've been through a similar situation where it took me years to actually even move forth and to feel like that I could actually love somebody again.
Or let somebody love me.
You. Exactly. Like, yeah. No, definitely.
It just make you feel like you not enough. You know what I'm saying?
No, definitely. The things that transpired within your life, molestation, for different situations growing up, losing somebody significant to you, and being in an abusive relationship. What's your thought process now on the person you are now? And how do you feel about what you've been through and where you're at now?
I'm proud of me.
Damn right, man.
I am so proud of me. Every day I wake up, every day before I go to sleep, I just thank God that he kept me through the whole day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You kept me through the whole day. Even my kids, like, I am very grateful. Like, my son went through so much with me.
Yeah.
And like, I am just very grateful that he didn't, all the things that he's seen, that he didn't turn into, that person, or me and him didn't lose an emotional connection with each other.
Yeah.
So I am very grateful. I am very proud of me. I still have a lot of learning to do. I do. And
we all do, though. We all do.
I just look forward to where I'm going.
Yeah.
That's
salute you on what you're doing. It's when we talked prior, like, I was totally just blown away by the story, because I've known obviously people that's been through similar situations in life, and I've seen it, how it affected them in life. From what you've been through as a child, how do you feel like that has affected you growing up? Like, did it change the type of person you was?
I wouldn't say it changed what type of person I was. It just made me, well, a little bit, because,
like, cautious in a sense?
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I'm very cautious. I would say that I have a hard time with letting people in.
Yeah.
And they got to work for it. You know what I'm saying?
True,
you have to show me. You have to prove yourself. And I feel like that even with myself, with me becoming, like, getting into somebody's life or starting a relationship with them.
Yeah.
Like, I just reevaluate a lot of stuff now. Like, I evaluate a lot of people. I evaluate my situation.
As you should. As you definitely should. It's amazing what you've been through, and it's amazing. I love an underdog story. There's nothing better than that. I've always felt like an underdog myself. So when I hear stories like this and I see people that actually made it out from tragic situations, things that has happened to them, I feel a lot in the minority community, a lot of things that has to deal with, like, child predators and situations that happen to little kids. They kind of get hushed a little bit. Mm-hmm. We kind of push it to the side. One moment you might have a family member around, all of a sudden he ain't around no more, and nobody knows. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that you said speak up is tremendous to me. I have a daughter myself, you feel me? So the fact that you're willing to sit here and tell your story, like, me just being a fucking human being, like, I'm proud of you on some real shit.
Thank you.
Because most women won't do this, and most women just will shy away from stuff like this. And the fact that you're standing up, you should be extremely proud of yourself. And one day in life, your kids are going to know about this, and they're going to be proud of you too. You know what I'm saying? So fucking salute to you. You know what I'm saying? And truly, truly sorry about what happened. Truly, truly sorry what happened to you. But I love that you're able to still be a human being.
Yes,
and as you can see, she can still fucking smile. You know what I'm saying?
I am not a victim anymore. I will not be a victim to anyone, to no one.
And speak on how important it is to allow yourself to know you're not a victim.
To allow yourself to know you have to know you for you to not let somebody turn you to a victim. Like, you will be surprised. Like, even the people that love you, like, you will be surprised how brainwashed you could be for years. All because you love somebody.
Yeah.
All because you love somebody. But if you love yourself more, you will understand, like, this person don't love me.
Yeah.
Like, I had to love the fuck out of myself.
True. No,
for me to understand, like,
no, I definitely agree.
Some people just love you. They want to see you doing good, but not better than them.
Yeah. So overall,
keep them squares out your circle.
No, that's very, very real. No, that's very, very real.
Family and all.
So where you're at now and doing what you're doing now, do you feel like that's almost like a special calling for you to speak up possibly to other women and young women as well, you know what I'm saying, to understand that you can still be okay and you can still, like you said, not be a victim, you know what I'm saying? Salute to you on saying that. That was amazing. Like, do you feel like this is something you had to do?
For sure. I've always wanted to use my voice to help others. I really feel like I get that from my mom because she is loving. So if you know Miss Pat, shout out to Miss Pat. Give her a hug and some love when you see her.
Damn right, man.
I really feel like, yes, this was my calling. I tried to put as much as all of my life, everything that I've been through in my music to like shine a light on everything that I've been through. And it didn't, it knocked me down, but I got back up and
damn right.
I was strong enough to get my mental back together, especially after using drugs. Like, I was able to still stay strong and get myself clean and do, still.
And how long have you been clean?
Still 3 years.
Fucking salute, man. That's what's up, man. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
That's what, and still going. That's what's up.
Still going strong.
That's what's up. Have you ever had anybody, maybe it could have been in your family or something, that a situation has happened with and you actually went to them and tried to help them through a situation? Has that ever occurred at all?
I can't say that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I know that because I'm the youngest out of 12 children.
Yeah.
I have 11 siblings. I have 8 brothers and I have 3 sisters. So I know they have been through a lot.
True.
A lot of traumatic things. And I know we all have similar things happen to us.
Stories,
so I just can't say that.
Yeah. But if you actually obviously knew somebody in that situation, I feel like you would go to them and I think you would help them through the process without a doubt.
Of course.
Yeah.
It wasn't, and that's only because I didn't have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have all of these siblings, but when I reached out to my family, about a family, an intervention. That's what I said. We all need an intervention because we all, we was all struggling with stuff that year.
Yeah.
And nobody, I feel like everybody knew. So I let them know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm getting clean. Like, I'm going through withdrawals right now. I told them I text them in a group chat. Like, I feel like we should get a family therapist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, nobody said nothing. And this is the time that I was going through withdrawals,
and
waking up with cold sweats. Like, my son looking at me like, "What's wrong, mommy?" You know what I'm saying? Like, it was, and I had to do all of that by myself. So I didn't have, I didn't have that
support system. I didn't, in a sense.
I didn't have that support system. So I had to do it all by myself. So that's what made me kind of look at my family like, dang, dang, y'all.
Yeah.
Like, I love y'all, but I know that they had to do it too.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
It's just life. It's certain stuff you have to go through by yourself.
Very, very true. And the fact that you did that by yourself, and that's fucking remarkable. Yeah,
and that's why I would help the next person.
Damn right.
That's why I would, man.
Now, I know in life us as people, we all have down days where we feel bad and out. but I'm going to give you a gem. So if ever you're feeling down and out in your own existence, in your own life, this is what you fucking really need to do. You need to look in that fucking mirror and remember of all the shit you've been through in life that you've overcame. Because it's a lot. Because I'm gonna give you a fucking gem. There's a lot that don't get out. They stay in it. Yeah. They really, really do. And the fact that you did this by yourself to get out, that means you're a strong fucking woman. And don't ever fucking forget that shit. I really mean that, ma.
Thank you.
Like, you have to hear this shit. Like, you need flowers upon flowers of what you did for yourself and for your children. Because that's fucking remarkable. So, me knowing what you've been through, because we've talked prior, like, you're a fucking warrior. And you can do fucking anything. Because you've done everything already. You know what I'm saying? So, thank you so much for, man, coming on here to tell your story of what you've been through. And you know, I feel like it can help.
It can.
It has to help. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because there's somebody out there right now that might be a little even older, that something happened to them when they was young. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And they never spoke up. They never said nothing. And they had to deal with this baggage their whole entire life, you know? And the fact that you spoke up, man, salute to you and congratulations. And I mean that shit. No, real talk, man. So, any last words?
No last words, just... no last words.
I appreciate you. I really do. Unbelievable story. And once again, I salute your strength and I salute what you've been through, because it is remarkable. Very, very thank you for being here and telling your story, because it's
for having me.
Without a doubt. You done checked out Concrete Conversations. I'm your host, John Villanueva, and we out of here like we stole something. I got 1,000 stories I can tell you, but 1,000,000 stories I cannot. These are the stories that I can tell you. Real stories, real people, real talk, concrete conversation.